Caitlin Clark did not get suspended. Can we be very, very clear? Caitlin Clark did not get suspended. It is one of these things where Caitlin Clark has gone and again, she argued with Breanna January and then missed the game. Why the hell was one of the prevailing narratives yesterday that she got suspended? She didn't. And you want to know how you can tell she didn't get suspended? If Caitlin Clark was suspended, she wouldn't have been up and celebrating. She wouldn't have been cheering and, going up to Aaliyah Boston and doing the, you're going to be amazing because you're amazing. And they weren't going to go and, she wasn't basically going to go out of her way to, be as positive as she was and joking about, and her parents wouldn't have been at the game. There are people that have been at the game. There have literally been people, there were people at the game that sat beside Caitlin Clark's parents that said that, the trainer, Rob Dozier, went over to Caitlin's mom. This is 5 minutes before it became public. Went over to Caitlin's parents and saying, yeah, she's not feeling great. Her back's not feeling great. She's not playing today. Her parents showed up to that game expecting her to play. Her parents expected her to play. I don't think the Fever, not that the Fever didn't expect her to play. I think the Fever absolutely expected her to play, by the way. I think the Fever expected Caitlin Clark to play. The problem with it is that they didn't put her as questionable. If the Fever, knowing that Caitlin Clark missed practice, put her on the injury report to probable or questionable. We've seen it plenty of times where players play if they're questionable. It means the fans know at least Caitlin Clark might not play. It's not a situation where 14,000 fans buy tickets and 8,000 show up. 8,000 show up. But look, it is what it is. But why is the narrative she's being suspended? The narrative is that Caitlin Clark got suspended for giving out the coaches. I'm sorry, if Caitlin Clark was suspended for arguing with coaches by the Fever, we would know. We would know. I think everybody knows. Everybody would know if she was being suspended, because teams make it a big deal, especially when you are a team who, let's be completely real, you have and I don't mean this in a bad way, because there's a lot of unbelievable coaches that are control freaks, where you have a control freak coach that doesn't want you to leave her system in any way. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way. There's plenty of great coaches that are control freaks, but never great coaches for flair players. But at the same time, it would be out. It would be out. If it turns out that Caitlin Clark was suspended, we would know. Someone would have leaked it. Caitlin Clark wouldn't have been laughing on Aaliyah Boston's podcast. Maybe she got suspended for saying, I'm only under contract till next year, as a joke for Aaliyah. If she was suspended, what is even the point of even contemplating what could have suspended her? If Caitlin Clark's going to get suspended for arguing with a coach, this is not the first or the last time she's going to do it. I'm going to be real here. I don't think Caitlin Clark's easy to coach. No player is. No, there's no coach in the world that loves coaching a player who will literally do the opposite of what you want them to do, but are still spectacular. It is really, really hard to take, as a coach, to basically just say, this player is so good that they're doing the opposite of what we thought, of what we wanted them to do. But they are still we have to let them. It's really hard to do as a coach. Very few coaches want to do it, and very few coaches are able to do it. I cannot stress it enough. Very, very few coaches are able to completely take off the reins and say, to completely just say, okay, we have now got a situation where I really, really want the our team to play this way, but we have a player who is at her best when she plays the opposite way. And at times in the game where she's on fire, we have to just let it go. We have to let it happen, and we have to, as much as possible, put in a system that lets her thrive, as well as trying to keep as much of my system as possible. It's really hard to do as a coach. So I can guarantee you there are arguments between Stephanie White, Caitlin Clark, and Breanna January. And even this scenario here, Caitlin Clark was singled out for a Ty Harris mistake. Like, Caitlin Clark was singled out for a Ty Harris mistake. And obviously, you've got a situation now where, when it comes down to it, like, Caitlin Clark's pissed at that. And to be honest, if you've ever been a coach again, if you've ever been a player, if you've ever been a player, you know, when it comes down to it, there are an awful lot of times where your coach basically goes out of their way to, I don't know, they'll give out to you for something, or they'll go be on your head for something, and you know for a fact you are in the right. But yeah, it's frustrating as a player. And Caitlin Clark's not somebody who, when things are like on the court especially, she's somebody who plays with her heart in her sleeve. She's not the best at controlling her emotions on the court. And that's something that she'll get better at as she gets older, and she is better at than she was when she was at Iowa. But there's going to be occasional lapses. There's going to be occasional times when she argues, and every coach knows that. Every coach that coaches Caitlin Clark knows that. Because, and especially when it comes down to it, the likes of Breanna January, these people spent the whole offseason in Indiana with Caitlin. These coaches have a closer relationship to Caitlin. There's a reason why Karima is there, not even, like, as this is happening, Karima is thinking like it's nothing. She's focusing on the game. If this was seen as a big deal, if this was a big deal and not a normal situation, coaches would be trying to stop Caitlin Clark, and like, other people would be getting involved in this, trying to calm people down. No, this is two competitors. Breanna January was a champion, one of the greatest defenders of all time. Caitlin Clark's a competitor. This is two competitors going at it. There's no way she's going to get suspended for this. This is the most nothing burger thing ever. No one put hands on anyone else in this scenario. Obviously there's the Steph White thing, but for this specific argument, no one put hands on anyone. Nobody got in anyone's face. It is two people arguing on the sideline over a defensive miscommunication. And if this is what got Caitlin Clark suspended, fuck it, walk out of that organization. They're soft.